You know, in my opinion, the West has gone a little bit off course and it's lost its way with regard to creating happy, functioning societies. But I don't want to show you videos of that decline in the West. You know, these videos of violence on the streets, protests everywhere, protests on fringe issues that explode up into something that is destructive. People being encouraged to rip into each other over the latest topic, fed to us to make us angry and fearful of each other. Some of the decadence that you can see online, some shameful stuff. I honestly do not want to show you the videos of homeless people, videos of drug addicts standing like zombies on the street, crime videos where someone gets shot, fights in the street, people getting sucker punched, these videos where someone gets punched, someone innocent gets hit in the head for no reason. I could show you these videos, but I don't think I need to, because you've seen them. You've been scrolling through your social media and you've been hit right in the face with something horrible. These videos. But do you look away? Do we look away? Do you look away? Most likely not. Most likely you just embrace that. But I think it's rotting the brains of the people in the West. Since I've came to China and lived here for a while, 8 years now, I have seen a better way for people to live, a safer way. And if you link the meaning of freedom to the promise of safety, then that is what you have here in China. Now, it isn't perfect, sure, and I always get that in the comments below. And I, for one, I am not saying China is perfect, but at this current time, this moment in history, when I balance what I see here in China, in fact, I would even go as far as to say what I see here in many Asian cultures, my main benchmark being China, obviously. When I compare that, this way of living here in China, with what I am seeing in the Western culture, then I have to say, people living here in China are much more free than people in the West. And I say that because it comes down to, I guess, how you define freedom. Let me explain that.
Hello.
I know. Yeah.
你好。
So I don't know if I would define freedom as the freedom of speech, the freedom of protest, to vote, political freedom, the right to free enterprise and equal opportunity and all that other democracy stuff that we get force fed. I'm all for democracy in the West, but I do question if that is what we do have. I don't think I would put that democracy rhetoric, that nonsense, above the basic need of safety. I think that's the basics of society. I don't think any other idea of freedom should be given any position higher on the scale than the idea of freedom to feel safe. Safe for my family, friends, and safe in the community. The whole community to feel safe. Everything else for me falls away if you're not safe, if you do not feel safe. And when I look at the Western society these days, all the anger, frustrations and the protests, all that stuff, I feel like they're rooted in the basics of people not feeling safe. Safe from crime, from invaders, safe to walk the streets without that fear of others and that fear of becoming more of what they see around them, the destitute, the homeless and the very graffiti streets, that horrible atmosphere that they sometimes walk through every day of the week on their way to work. People want to feel safe from financial harm, from the loss of financial safety due to I don't know, an unethical healthcare system, safe from aggressive policing from the court system that has a habit of backing the corporations, safe from a number of things, but you get the picture. So as far as I can see, most of the social ills that we identify in the West these days, they come from the people's fear. Yeah. The idea of fear of coming into some harm, it's a lot less of that fear in China, because China is so safe. When you live in a society that is so safe, then it's so many of your other anxieties disappear. And it is amazing the change in your everyday mood. I walked around Beijing yesterday and also today using a 360-degree camera, capturing some of the everyday footage, and it was great to see how that freedom within this society expresses itself, and I'll share some of that with you now. For me, the first rule of any government should be to support and protect its population. I see evidence of that here in China. And if you do not believe me, then come visit and look for yourself. There is a lot of people doing that now. Don't sit in your isolated bedroom angry at the world and claim what I and others that live here in China, others that visit China, don't claim that they are preaching nothing more than lies. It isn't. Video bloggers and others on many of the other platforms are just using innovative and smart ways to challenge your thinking. And I really hope that they get through to you, because there is some amazing people sharing. And all I would say is, don't direct your anger through the nasty comments online to the people who are just trying to help you see clearly, because that's all they are trying to do, help you see clearly. So look away from these rotten to the core videos that poison your mind, the negative, depressing imagery. Look away for once and embrace some of these amazing, outstanding videos coming from all kinds of people living and working and visiting China and sharing about the alternative ways communities and people can live together. I would say in a much more happy society, more harmonious society, living in more peace. Take care of yourself. Peace out. Ian, enjoying the scenery in Beijing.